This is 16.2 male accessory organ notes. The essential question is, what are the male accessory organs and what are their functions? The male accessory organ includes the glands that make the seminal fluid and in the various ducts and tubes that the sperm must travel, and also includes the external genitalia, which is made up of the penis and the scrotum. So after the sperm is formed in the seminiferous tubules and migrate to the rete testes of the testes, then it will move into the epididymis, where it will mature and be stored for at least 20 days. The tubes of the seminiferous tubules of the testes are continuous with the tubes within the epididymis. The epididymis is found on the superior, back, and side portion of the testes, and their job is to store it until they move down the vas deferens, the tube within the vas deferens, and then it will continue on its journey. After the epididymis, the sperm is carried through a tube, a long tube called the vas deferens. It's also called the ductus deferens, and the sperm will be carried from the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct, where then it will be passed through the urethra to exit out of the body. So the long journey that the sperm makes is from here's the vas deferens, starts here, and it travels up, and it enters the body through an opening in the abdominal wall called the inguinal canal, and then it will travel above the urinary bladder, and then it will come, and then it will connect with the ejaculatory duct right in here. The sperm is moved through the action of the smooth muscles around the vas deferens in the movement called peristalsis. It is the same kind of movement that you see how the food moves down the digestive tract. Peristalsis means a forward movement of some type of material. The vas deferens joins with various blood vessels and nerves to make up the spermatocord. This is what the testes and the epididymis is suspended. And then it is connected all together by the connective sheath. And that entire structure makes up the spermatocord. The vas deferens will meet up with the ejaculatory duct, then which will unite with the urethra, and then will be exited out of the body. Vasectomy is a surgical procedure, is a form of birth control where the vas deferens is cut and then tied so that the sperm is not allowed to join with the semen later on and be ejected out of the body. So if there's no sperm, no pregnancy can occur. From the ejaculatory duct, then the continuation of that will be the urethra, which extends from the base of the bladder all the way to the entire shaft of the penis to the tip of the penis. And then it will be exit out of the body through the urogenital opening. Remember that urethra is both part of the male reproductive system and the urinary system. So it's a delivery system for urine and sperm. Just know that the sperm and the urine cannot travel through the urethra at the same time. It will be one or the other. So when one is passing through, it shuts off the other access, and then when the other one is exiting, then the other access is cut off. Semen is the milky white fluid that the sperm uses to swim. And typical ejaculation is the emission of the sperm cells and the liquid from the urethra, release about 2 to 5 milliliters of semen. And within that semen, there are 20 to 100 million sperm cells for per milliliter of ejaculate. And the semen is alkaline, which means it is slightly basic. The pH is around 7.2 to 7.6, and it's almost neutral, and the reason for that is because sperm cannot survive in an acidic or it is very sensitive to pH. And the semen also inhibits bacterial multiplication, which is important for preventing certain kinds of infections. There are 3 glands that are responsible for making semen, and they specifically have different functions in the semen. So the seminal vesicle is the first structure, and in an anterior view, kind of look like ears or horns. And they produce thick alkaline yellowish secretion, and it forms about 60% of the semen. And notice that it is located at the base of the bladder, and it contains sugar, fructose, and vitamin C, and that is to provide nutrients for the sperm. So that it could have energy to be able to swim. And the seminal vesicle secretion has the function of activating the sperm, which means they're allowed to swim. One of the larger glands is the prostate gland, and is a common site of cancer in males as they get older in their 50s. And it is a structure sitting right here. It is found just below the seminal vesicles and at the base of the bladder. And it also helps in activating the sperm and allows it to move. So without the secretions from the seminal vesicle and primarily from the prostate, then it's not able to be able to swim. And notice that it surrounds the urethra. And so one of the conditions that you get from prostate cancer is that prostate cancer means that the prostate gland is going to get enlarged, and then it will kind of squeeze that urethra, so they have difficulty going to the restroom. They have to go to the restroom, but when they go, it will be a very slow stream or very weak stream that comes out when they have a difficulty going to the restroom. It is about the size of a chestnut, and it makes about 25% of the semen. Bulbourethral gland is also called the Cowper's gland. It is located at the base of the penis, just below the prostate, and they secrete an alkaline mucus, and it is in response to a sexual stimulation. And what it does, it lubricates the inside of the urethra and the penis for penetration, and it comes out just before the ejaculation, and that pre-ejaculate, the mucus, it cleans the urethra and neutralizes any urine that might be trapped within the urethra, and it makes up about 5% of the semen. This is the male reproductive organs looking from the behind, the posterior view. And you can see from here the seminal vesicle. Remember, it looked like rabbit ears or horns. And notice that it's just behind the urinary bladder. Then the urinary bladder is this big structure here. Then you have the prostate gland, which is the chestnut-shaped structure that surrounds the urethra right here. That's your prostate. And then you have the bulbourethral, which is a much tinier structure right just below the prostate. The 2 external male reproductive organs is the scrotum, and is a divided sac that holds the testes, and the spermatocord suspends the testes and the epididymis. And the function of the scrotum is to regulate the temperature of the testes and the epididymis, because not only is the sperm sensitive to pH change, it is very sensitive to temperature. So it maintains the temperature of the testes and the epididymis below 3 degrees below the normal body temperature. And so the scrotum can move up and down, move closer to the body surface when it's in cold weather, and then it will actually hang lower in warm weather to kind of keep it away from the body. The other structure that is in external genitalia is the penis, and it's a tube organ that's filled with a bunch of tissue that fills with blood, and it houses the urethra also for passage of urine and semen, and it is a delivery system for the semen into the female reproductive tract. There are three major regions of the penis. The root is the portion that is attached to the body wall, and the shaft is the body, the major portion of the penis, that is the movable portion. And that's what contains the erectile tissue that allows for erection. And then glans penis is the enlarged tip of the penis, and it contains the urethra opening. So here's the portion hidden underneath the skin is the root of the penis, and then the body or the shaft of the penis is the portion that houses the urethra and the erectile tissue, and then the enlarged part of the penis is the glans penis. The tip of the penis is called the glans or the glans penis. Prepuce is the skin that covers the penis, the glans penis, and the shaft of the penis, and especially the foreskin, which is covers the glans penis. This is the portion that's usually removed during circumcision, and so in a circumcised penis, the glans portion is exposed, and then in an uncircumcised, the foreskin covers the glans penis. The internal structure, so if you do a cross-section of the penis, there are a pair of corpora cavernosa, which is surrounded by blood vessels, and the cavernosa are a bunch of tissue that fills up with blood during erection. And then the corpora spongiosum is the portion, it is only one, and it surrounds the urethra. 16.2 notes homework. Number 1, what are accessory organs and what function do they have? Number 2, describe the external and internal anatomy and function of the penis. Number 3, what are the 3 glands and what role do they play in making of semen?